All right, for today's video review, we're going to finish off our look at the Transformers Star Raiders Walmart exclusive capsule, part of Legacy United, and take a look at Star Raider Ferak, the only Voyager in the series here. And yeah, he's a fun figure. Now, if you're unfamiliar with who Ferak is as a character, he's got kind of a weird history. Basically, he was originally a Marvel comic book character, I believe, but he looked like absolutely nothing like this. And then in like 2014 or so, they did a BotCon exclusive that was just a white and like gray repaint of the original like universe Cyclonus mold and called him Ferak. So that's what this figure is kind of homaging. And that figure also was like, you know, the theme of BotCon that year was kind of like pirates. So they like made him a pirate character. So now it makes sense that in the Star Raiders line, we are getting, Ferak as a, repaint of Cyclonus. Although he does actually have a decent amount of remolding that, doesn't overall change all his like overall aesthetic all that much. But yeah, it's nice to see that there's some new parts here. He does have a different nose cone. He's got different wings. He's got a few different bits in robot mode as well. But, it's a very good mold, obviously. Kingdom Cyclonus was one of the best figures of that year. And now, even though I don't necessarily feel like I may have needed this character, it is still a good mold. I was undecided whether or not I wanted to pick this guy up. And then when I was like out looking for the deluxes, I found Ferak, and I was just like, oh, but I want something new. So I bought them. And then later that day, I found the deluxes. So it was like, if I had found them all at once, I might have passed on Ferak, but I don't know. He's a fun figure, and I'm happy to have him. But yeah, he turns into obviously these like weird Cybertronian jet mode, just mostly being the same as Cyclonus here. He does come with a few weapons. He comes with the same gun that originally came with Cyclonus, and again, in terms of storage for this, you are supposed to just peg it onto the top of his jet mode, which looks a little bit silly, but it bothers me less with him than it did with Cyclonus, just because like, if this is part of his alt mode, I think that differentiates them a little bit. So I'm fine with keeping it there, but it's the same gripe I usually have about weapon storage or lack thereof. And then he also comes with these two new guns here, which have a little slot on the side so they can actually tab onto his newly sculpted wings here and kind of, again, just do something to differentiate the alt mode a little bit here. And I think that looks pretty cool. I'm not really sure what the precedent is for this, if like they were just doing this to just so there are differences, or if this is based on something at all, because the original Ferak really was just a straight up repaint of the universe Cyclonus mold. So, but still, I feel like that looks pretty cool. He does have landing gear back here. For some reason, like this one, I didn't have this problem on Cyclonus, but this one can kind of like sink into the like cockpit here. So originally I was like looking in and I thought that he just straight up didn't have landing gear until I found out that it was like hidden away in there. But once it's like out and deployed, it doesn't really matter because it like has a stopping point in that direction, but still worth mentioning. But yeah, in terms of comparisons in this mode, just for the standard one, here he is with a Kingdom Sideswipe, so you can see what the two of them look like together. Here he is with Kingdom Cyclonus, just so you can see some of the differences here. He's got a newly resculpted nose cone that doesn't have the extra fold-out bit, so he's a little bit shorter overall because he doesn't have like this extended bit, which I'm fine with. And then his wings are also resculpted. I think that the flaps are pretty much the same, but these bits here, he's got little extra intakes. And then his robot mode shoulders are different, which as a result is visible in this mode. But other than that, he's mostly the same mold. I mean, aside from some, differences in robot mode as well. Why is he like leaning like that? What's going on here? Oh, there we go. But you can see what the two of them look like together. Still pretty cool looking alt mode there. And then here he is with Thundertron, the boss of the Star Raiders there. I'll show them all off together in robot mode since this is my last video of these. I didn't get locked down. He was the only one from the subline that I decided to pass on just because like I don't need another version of the like axle grease mold, and I feel like eventually they will do like lockdown properly and have him like have like an animated kind of iteration of him where he's a bit more proportioned like his animated character. So personally, I passed on that one, but he's the only one on the subline I ended up passing on. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, that's what the two of them look like together. And then to get on to transformation, we'll just take his gun off for now. I'm going to leave these on because that's kind of where they end up in robot mode as well. Obviously, he's exactly the same as Kingdom Cyclonus, with just like one difference because he doesn't have the extra bit to flip out here. But can put away the landing gear. Then we can take the back sections here and just untab them like that, and then take these sections and just fold them up like that. Oh, this little thing fell off. I'll leave that off to the side for now. Then you want to take this entire back section and we'll untab from this, and then you kind of extend it out on the double hinges for the knees there. And then we can take this section, split it, take the back thrusters and open them up like that, and then fold out his feet and then fold the thruster into the leg. Still a fun little trick there. Then we want to take this entire section with the cockpit there and just rotate it around like that. Now this section is painted on him, so I'm a little bit worried about some of that scratching over time, but I think that most of it kind of stays, not contacting it, so it should be okay. But it's a, little kind of scary to have painted section there. And then you want to take this section, open it up like that. Take this section, open it up like that. Then you want to split this. Instead of having the like double folded section here, he just has the one to fold inside like that and close that back up. I find that this is like the connection on this always feels like a little bit flimsy. Like these are a little bit more like hollow than they were before. I'm not really sure what that's about, but whatever. Then flip around his robot mode head, close up his chest, close up his back, take these sections and then fold them onto the chest to lock that all in place there. And for his arms, you just want to untab the wing section like that, double hinge them onto the back of his arms, and then take these flaps, fold them up like that. Then rotate his forearm forward, open up this section, rotate the thruster out to reveal the hand, and then do that on both sides here. We can give him his wing gun back, and there we have Ferak in his robot mode. Definitely gonna have to adjust the camera here. And yeah, obviously he looks pretty good in his robot mode, mostly just looking like Kingdom Cyclonus, who was himself a very good-looking figure there. But, that's accurate, well, sort of, I guess, accurate to the original Ferak, since the original Ferak really looked absolutely nothing like this. But since they're homaging the kind of BotCon character, then yes, him looking like Cyclonus is accurate. But yeah, no, pretty cool robot mode. In terms of articulation, the head is on a ball joint here, and then he does actually have that, like I was gonna say it's a transformation joint, but I guess it's not really, since the whole thing kind of flips around. I don't know, but he can bob his head up and down like that too. The wings can rotate around like that. Arms can rotate around like that with the wings, and can fold out to the side. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a degree or two over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow there. He has wrist swivels. He's got a waist cut. Hips can go forward and back and out to the side. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got, you can get about that far of bend for the knee, but then you're also like revealing the hollow cavity in there. Same thing with Cyclonus's knees, whereas like they don't have a clear sort of like locking point. So I usually try to like arrange them so that the like circle sculpt here is just above the lower leg there, just so I have like something to work off of in terms of getting them even. But yeah, the legs are a little weird. And then the feet can tilt forward like that. They can't really tilt back, but they can tilt out to the side as well. So, pretty decent articulation here. Obviously, we can give him his weapon here, and he can hold it like that, or it can just store where it was in alt mode, which is just on his back here. And then for these sections, you can take these off and have him hold these as well. They're a little bit loose in his hands, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. And I also feel like you can do this, and it looks kind of cool, but they're even looser plugging in the other way. But yeah, I don't know, kind of a neat look. Or you could have him like hold them on either side as like dual pistols there. I like to just personally leave them on his wings because, it's part of what differentiates his look from Cyclonus, but it's nice that he's got those extra accessories there. In terms of comparisons in this mode, here he is again with Kingdom Sideswipe, just so you can see what it looks like with an average size deluxe. Here he is again with Kingdom Cyclonus, just so you can see some of the resculpted stuff here, because there is more than you would expect. He does have a new head sculpt, which I feel like is more of like a toy accurate Cyclonus head sculpt. It might have been the one that they used actually on the like toy version of Cyclonus that they released in Hasbro Pulse. I'm not totally sure about that, but that seems likely. He also does have a new chest here, which again might have been used on that toy version as well. And I'm pretty sure the wings are actually new to him, but other than that, it's pretty much the same there. But yeah, I feel like they look pretty cool together. And then last but not least, here he is with just both Thundertron, and then we'll bring on the rest of the Star Raiders line so you can see what the full pirate team looks like together here. And yeah, no, I feel like this is a pretty cool exclusive subline here. Again, the only figure I didn't end up picking up was Lockdown. I'd say that the ones that I care less about, like I'd say that, Road Pig is maybe my least favorite of the ones that I got, then Ferak, and then, I like all four of the other ones a lot more. But, honestly, they're all good figures at the end of the day. And yeah, I mean, I guess, he doesn't really fit in with them because I'm putting him with my armorizers, and he's not even like, he's not even in the instructions in the set that he comes with. He's not listed as a Star Raider, and I don't think he has that logo on him anywhere. He's just, a bonus armorizer that came with him, but you can use him to armorize them up if you want. But personally, I'm going to put him on a different shelf and just have these guys together as the pirate team, and I feel like that looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Ferak and also this subline. Fun figure, obviously, just, was a good mold to begin with, and still, is a mostly unchanged version of that mold, but still looks pretty good and is a nice homage to that BotCon character. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Transformers Legacy United Star Raider Ferak.